The alien queen came back without warning and froze when she saw what the human janitor was doing. The queen of the Carrot Dominion stepped through the rift with the regal certainty of one who had ruled 1,000 worlds. Her return was not announced. Queens did not need permission. She emerged into her capital citadel, armored guards parting with reverent bows. Her gaze already cold and commanding. She had been gone for years, fighting wars in distant systems, bending new species under her talons. Now she had come home, unannounced, to test loyalty and strike fear if necessary. But the instant she crossed the great hall, she stopped dead. Something was wrong. The air smelled faintly of strange chemicals, clean, sharp, human. The guard shifted uneasily, sensing her hesitation. The queen of 1,000,000 warriors never hesitated. And yet she did. At the far end of the throne hall, on hands and knees, was a lone figure. He was not a warrior, not a diplomat, not one of her ministers or enslaved advisors. He was a man in plain coveralls, humming to himself as he scrubbed the obsidian floor with a battered mop and a bucket of water. He did not look up. The queen's mandibles clicked softly. This human, this insignificant creature, was cleaning her throne room. "Who permitted this?" she hissed, her voice echoing through the hall. The guards looked at each other, none daring to answer. The human kept working, whistling a tune the queen did not know, dipping his mop, wringing it, pushing the soapy water across the black stone that had witnessed executions, coronations, and declarations of war. She strode forward, her claws clicking, wings flexing, anger building with each step. "Human," she thundered, "explain yourself. Who dares trespass in the sanctum of the Carrot Queen?" The man paused, looked up slowly, and smiled in a way that unsettled her more than defiance would have. "Oh, hey," he said casually, as though greeting a neighbor. "You tracked in some mud. Floors were a mess. Figured I'd tidy up before you noticed." He wrung the mop and went right back to scrubbing. The queen froze. For centuries she had ruled through fear, and yet this man spoke to her as if she were nothing more than an untidy guest. She had conquered human colonies before. They screamed, they bled, they begged. This one did not. "What is your name?" she demanded. "Bill," he replied simply. The name meant nothing to her. "And what authority grants you the right to soil my presence with such trivial labor?" Bill leaned back on his heels, wiped his brow with a rag, and shrugged. "Your staff said the place needed cleaning. I'm the janitor." Janitor. The word was foreign to her tongue, but she could taste its meaning. A menial worker. Someone below even slaves. A cleaner of filth. And yet here he was, moving with no fear, as if the entire Dominion had no power over him. She narrowed her eyes. "Do you not understand who stand before you?" Bill glanced at her, his gaze calm, unshaken. "Sure, you're the queen. Big fancy title. Lots of armor. Wings and claws. Very impressive. But dirt doesn't clean itself, does it?" He dragged a mop through another streak of mud. The guard stiffened, waiting for the queen to tear him apart. But she didn't. Something about his composure held her back. She found herself asking, almost against her will, "Why do you do this?" "Because someone has to," he said simply. "You'd be surprised how fast grime builds up when no one pays attention." The words struck deeper than they should have. The queen of the Carrot prided herself on her conquests, her glory, her power. Yet this man, this janitor, reminded her of something she had ignored for centuries. The foundation beneath it all. The Dominion's halls were spotless not because of glory, but because unseen hands worked in silence to keep them so. She masked her unease with scorn. "You waste your life scrubbing stones. Do you not wish for glory, for conquest, for riches?" Bill stood, leaning on the mop. "Glory's overrated. Conquest just leaves blood on the floor. And riches? Can't eat 'em, can't sleep on 'em. Me? I like things clean, orderly, makes the world feel safe." His words landed heavier than any weapon. The queen realized her claws had clenched involuntarily. Safe. She had not heard that word in decades. Not since her hatchling years, before she became a symbol of terror. "You dare lecture me?" she snapped. Bill tilted his head. "Not lecturing. Just saying, You can rule 1,000 worlds, but if your palace smells like mildew, who's really in charge? The silence that followed was unbearable. The guards looked as if the universe itself had tilted sideways. The queen's mind, trained in strategy, warfare, and domination, found itself circling a strange truth. She could kill him instantly, but if she did, the floor would stay dirty. And for reasons she could not name, that thought disgusted her more than his insolence. She stepped closer. "Do you not fear me, human?" Bill's smile faded just a little. His eyes grew serious. "Of course I do. You've killed more people than I can count. You could rip me apart before I blink. But fear doesn't stop the job from needing to be done, and it sure doesn't stop me from doing it." That, she realized, was the difference. Other species bent, broke, and wept under her gaze. Humans? They kept going, even when afraid, even when hopeless. They swept floors at the feet of monsters and did not stop. The queen's wings lowered. For the first time in centuries, she did not know what to say. She found herself staring not at Janitor, but at a mirror of everything her empire lacked. Humility, persistence, purpose beyond domination. Bill noticed her silence. He dipped his mop again and went back to work. "Don't worry, Your Majesty. Won't take long. By the time your court arrives, place will shine like new." And in that moment, something impossible happened. The queen of the Carrot Dominion, conqueror of galaxies, bowed her head ever so slightly. Not in submission, not in defeat, but in something rarer, acknowledgement, because she had just realized a terrifying truth. All her armies, her fleets, her legions, none of them could do what this human janitor did so easily. He brought order to chaos, quietly, without glory, without needing to be feared. And deep down she knew, empires did not last without such people. The queen, for once, was afraid. Not of battle, but of the realization that a human janitor held more power than she ever could.